morning in the morning. I am Gigi, and welcome to Inner Beauty Marks, the one leadership podcast that will help you uncover all those inner traits that make you exceptional. And with a coffee in my hand and beautiful little birds by my window, I begin this podcast. And as you know me by now, I have to begin as I normally do. I always ask you to reach out to someone and let them know how much you appreciate them. In this opportunity, I'd like to thank an amazing friend, an outstanding professor, but most of all, a remarkably talented musician, Dalk. Thank you so much for working on the podcast music theme. It has definitely given a little flavor to this show. And just like him, anybody is more than welcome to be a part of this podcast. If you're interested in collaborating, just reach out to me. I'm all about open doors, and I'm always up for hearing some new ideas. And today, we're going to be talking about the ladder of trust. Why is it important to be seen as a reliable person? The common ways on how people make their best efforts in trying to gain someone else's trust, and the true outcomes of those efforts. So let's get to it. You might be wondering, why did I name this the ladder of trust? When I was preparing this, it brought me a lot of memories when we used to have these trust activities in which you have to let yourself loose and let the other person carry you, and then magically you would just trust them. Well, I see it more as an imaginary ladder, kind of three steps. Or let's just say two steps on the top, maybe. We take one step to test if this ladder is solid enough for us to get on it. Then we take the second step, still hesitating a little. But once we're on top of that ladder, we are able to get all the way there. It's because we are confident enough and pretty much feel safe on it. Now, metaphorically speaking, it sounds kind of simple, doesn't it? But if you think of it, if that ladder isn't strong enough, we would not even dare to get on top of it. Well, that's how trust works, just like a ladder. Look, the foundation of all relationships is trust. And I mean all relationships. With your family, in the workplace, in your business, with your friends, and even with your significant other. The foundation of every relationship on this earth is trust. That means we must become a strong, stable, and reliable ladder so we can be in the right path for gaining other people's trust. People will not only see you as a reliable person and will trust you if they can feel physically and emotionally safe around you, but it depends on you, how you choose to build that bond. I'm going to share with you the three most common ways in which people build their ladder of trust. The first common way people try to gain trust is through fear and force. The sad part of it is that the only thing they'll get out of it is people living under full stress. I can see how you gave me that look. And you may be questioning yourself, oh, but who does that? Trust me, sometimes and probably unconsciously, we do it. And well, there are other people who just behave this way, to be honest. Just stop and think for a second about a field of expertise. I don't know, maybe an area that you're super expert on, or let's talk about your profession, let's say. Think about something we're really good at. People who come to us and inquire about our field of expertise, we will feel pretty confident about it. We'll even feel like superheroes. And yes, I know all about this. And probably in our head, we're super confident saying, yes, absolutely. This person should trust me. I can definitely help them out with this. Although our intentions are good, the outcome might not be the one we are expecting. In the excitement of the moment, we become so passionate and we start sharing our experiences. And then all of a sudden, we start giving instructions. And when you least expected, those instructions had totally become into commands. And now we have this other person so overwhelmed. And they could actually end up doing what we're recommending, but they'll do it just because they feel forced to do so, and not because they're fully convinced that that's the right thing to do for them. Now, I'm not saying we're bad people or that people shouldn't trust us, not at all. In fact, we're making our best effort to build a bond with others and to gain their trust the way we know how to do it, sharing what we know and how we can help others. But you see, connecting with others and gaining their trust is more of a magnetic attraction rather than forcing them into it. The second most common way people try to gain trust is through persuasion and influence. This could be kind of confusing because what you might end up gaining is people's productivity and respect. This reminds me a lot of social media when the focus lately has been the amount of followers and the amount of likes rather than the actual value that's been delivered. It's kind of like people on one end saying, "Oh, you should trust me." And then we have people on the other side saying, no, I don't want to trust you." And we are all probably under the impression that anybody who's the persuasive and the influencer type will be considered a very reliable person and would easily gain people's trust, right? So we can potentially say that because I smile a lot and because I'm kind and because I help lots of people, that would be like a domino effect in which people will automatically fall for us. Well, somewhat true. There's people who would immediately connect with you, and it happens so smoothly that they might truly believe that they trust us. And the more we spend time together with this persuasive and influencer type, the closer we get to this very thin line, what I call it. And this is the thin line between feeling admiration and being competitive. That sometimes we tend to overlook that part. Don't get me wrong, they definitely feel safe around you, and they still feel comfortable celebrating your achievements, your success, and there will be a mutual admiration. Now, here comes the turning point, the part of them that will make them hesitate a little to trust or not to trust. You're giving them all the right reasons to trust you, but the fact that they are hesitant is a clear indication that even though you're being natural and spontaneous, there's a small piece missing. Being a good person doesn't mean that automatically people should trust us. And also, the fact that people hesitate and questions themselves whether they should trust us or not does not make them bad people either. You're in the right direction in order to gain people's trust. However, there's one little missing piece in this entire puzzle. We just need to find out how to reach to the top of this ladder in which you can trust others and be reliable enough so others can trust you as well. The last common way people try to gain trust is through rationality and inspiration. And these will lead to nothing else but motivation and reliability. When you selflessly care about changing the outcome of the lives of others, and you're able to show a path focused on rational thinking rather emotions, when you are able to use experiences as a mean of motivation, yet your main interest is the success of those around you, you have definitely reached the top of the ladder of trust. Let me repeat this. When you selflessly care about changing the outcome of the lives of others, not because you say you care, but because you genuinely care and your actions demonstrates you do. When you show examples of success, focus on rational thinking rather than emotions, providing specific facts on how people can move and take actions towards accomplishing their dreams, the life that they've always wanted to live. You would know you have reached the top of the ladder when people feel comfortable to open up about their lives to you, when they don't hesitate about coming to you and ask for help, ask for support, when they come to you to celebrate their accomplishments, because they know you will genuinely care about them. You always have, and you will continue to care about them. Let's just think about it for a second. In a business, let's say, if your main focus is for your clients and the people who work with you to be successful, your actions and your words truly demonstrate that you honestly do. Yes, definitely. One of the effects you'll notice is the profit, but one of the biggest rewards will be how people will notice that not only you are a successful person, but they will see that absolutely everyone who's around you is successful as well. Therefore, you'll automatically become a reliable person, a person worth trusting. So it's not too late to shift your mindset towards the right direction, if that's what you really want, of course. Let's go over a quick recap. The foundation of all relationships is trust. And I mean all relationships: family, workplace, business, friends, significant other. The foundation of every relationship on this earth is trust. The base of your ladder will turn to the top of it a reliable outcome. The first common way people try to gain trust is through fear and force. But the sad part of it is that the only thing they will get out of it is people living under full stress. The second most common way is people trying to be persuasive and influencer type. But this could be confusing because what you might end up gaining is just people productivity and respect, not necessarily their trust. Being a good person does not mean that automatically people will trust you. And the fact that people hesitate and questions themselves whether they should trust you or not does not make them a bad people either. The last common way people try to gain trust is through rationality and inspiration. And these will lead to nothing else but motivation and reliability. When we selflessly care about changing the outcome of the lives of others, and we are able to show a path focused on rational thinking rather than emotions, when we are able to use our experiences as a mean of motivation, we're definitely interested in the success of others around us. We're definitely reaching that top of the ladder. Well, this was all for today. If you love this episode, I really want to hear from you. Please give me your feedback. Just go to innerbeautymarks.com/podcast, leave a comment, give us a star rate. And wherever you are, if you're listening to this podcast right now, just take a selfie or take a screenshot, send it to me or tag me in it if you will. My intention is to make out of this podcast a networking experience. So please share your thoughts and allow me to connect with you guys as well. And remember, leaders don't create followers. They generate more leaders. Reach out to one person today and let them know how much you appreciate them. I'm Gigi, and this is Inner Beauty Marks.